Hello friends, today we'll be seeing how we can make this structure. You can see here. um, we'll start with sketching. I'll show you the timeline, how it's been made, and we'll make it again. Okay, so let's start with what's the timeline here. Let's first make this sketch, then we do this thing. So let's start with the sketch. Let's make a new design here. In the new untitled tab, you just put a sketch, create sketch, and then select any plane. Then as you can see in this design, let's go to the basic sketch here, uh, like edit sketch. Now you see here, it has not been made in one go, but here we are taking one. When this is the central circle we'll be using, and then we'll be creating these concentric circles, 1 2 and this 3 we'll cut it later on. Okay, so let's start with making a 22 circle. So either you can press C for circle, or you can either select from here also. We are making it the center. I am putting just the dimensions 22 and then what I am doing is I am creating an offset. You can either go for that from modify offset, or you can just we will be using that shortcuts. Let's just put offset O. Once you have selected this profile, you can select offsets. Let's see what are the dimensions being used here. This offset, if we want to see, we will be using this, this and this. We will be seeing like it shows at 3. The offset is of 3 here also. I think it is of just of 3 this offset is also of 3 so we will also be creating the same, like it has already been created. So we will go for creating it as 3 offset. If you zoom it, you can see it's an offset of 3 and we will again use the original circle one for the next offset. Because what happens sometimes, if you go for creating an offset from an already offset circle, everything gets disturbed if we change something here, or if you want to change something here. So the best way is to use one base circle, and we will be going for uh, offsets based on that. So I'll again create an offset O, and that will be in this case of 6 So I'll just put 6 because 3 plus 3 it's 6. 3 it will be 6 Okay, this is done. And then the next one, we are creating a circle here. This is actually part of a circle which I have trimmed. I'll show you. Okay, so let's start with here, and let's check the dimension here. The dimension here is it's 5.5. So 3 plus 3 plus 5.5, or you can directly go for the dimension between this and this, so that it will be easier for us. It is 11.50. Okay, so let's put it here also. We'll create an offset again from here, and that will be at a distance of 11.5. So 11.5. So our base is created. Now what we have to do is that we have to create 4 of these circles here. See, 4 of these holes, and those, the center of this is at some distance from this center. So what we'll put, we'll get the dimensions here. Okay, and that distance is 26 this side, and this side also it is, it must be 26. It's showing 25. It might have got disturbed, but it was 26 in the original one, or we can change it to 26. That will be better. Okay. So we'll be taking at 26, but to make that, what we will do is that we will be create, either you can use this axis plane, this axis lines, or we can create construction lines also, but let's go with the axis lines. So we'll be creating a circle by pressing C. But before that, okay, instead of doing anything, we will just put it any circle at any point, and that also of the size of this circle is, it's 5. See, it's 5. So we will be creating a circle of 5. So circle of 5 mm, and the same thing we'll be doing here also, 5 mm. Here also 5 mm, and here also 5 mm. We are not aligning it yet. Now what we have to do is we want all this to be at a distance of 26 mm from the center. So what we'll do, we will add a dimension here between this and this, and let's see what's the distance. It shows as 30. We will be making it as 26. Again, the same thing from between these two. The dimension command remains active until you select some other command or press escape. So here also we'll be putting 26. Then here also we have 26, and between these two, again it's 26. So you got an idea. And now what we'll do, see in this, you can either go by creating another circle here, or what we can do is that we will create an offset between these two. So the difference is 6 minus 2.5, that is 3.5. So let's go and create that. We'll be creating an offset here, and that is of 3.5 mm, and this also 3.5, and again offset 3.5, and here also an offset of 3.5. But now we have to create some curve in between these two that will join this circle, and we have to break this part, the other part beside this. So for that, we first will break this part, the inner part. For that, you have to go to trim section, or instead of trim we can go, see, either you can go for breaking it first if it's not broken clearly, or you can just trim it. See, this trimmed, it is connected, but we have to connect it in such a way that it is actually there is a curve in between, so our structure will be over, like see, there needs to be a curve, this. So we will be creating a fillet here. Any fillet, actually will have to break this area, this in between, then only this will look like a single curve, and we can create a fillet. So what we'll do is we will again trim. We can use the shortcut T also. See here, we are trimming from here, trim, trim, trim. So now let's try fillet. You see 7 works. because we have seen 7 work there, and the same thing we can repeat here. 7. You can directly go for that also, like you can directly go for putting 7 or. So we'll begin by finishing the sketch first. Let's do it, and then will appears we are stopping it this tangents, but in some cases you might not need to create tangent, and you might need to create some other object. It's better to have tangent because the surface will be smoother in that case, and the prints will also be better. So let's zoom it, actually panning it bit for coming into view. Yeah, see this two and this one we have done. Now we have to be again we are I am directly putting 7. So see, our base structure is over. So now what we have to do is we have to extrude this whole structure separately, this part. Then this have a different extrusion, this has a different extrusion, and this is hollow part. So let's do it one by one. So what we'll do is we'll finish the sketch, and once we'll extrude this to 3 mm. 3. See, but once you do that, the original sketch plane sketch actually gets hidden. So if you want to see that, you will have to press. And by right clicking it, you will see that this can move. This surface we are selecting and we are extruding it, and that we are extruding to 12. Now see, our basic structure is complete, and we can now hide the sketch comfortably and see the basic structure is done. Now what we had to do is that we will be creating some fillet here at this point, so that the structure is sturdy. So let's create that. Just go here, put fillet, and we'll be creating small fillet of maybe, you can say, 0.5, or if you want a better one or a bigger one, you can go for 0.75, or even 1 will do, but 0.7 is good. 0.75 is good. And the same thing here, we'll be creating a fillet of 0.75, and see, our structure is done. Thank you very much for watching.